What's up, everyone? It's your boy Scott. Welcome to the Scott Report. You know what? I can't even get hype about this. Who am I fooling? So, The Reflection, Episode 1, First Impressions. Guys, I was so hyped for this series. Studio Deen, Stan Lee, coming together to do an anime about superheroes, which is something that is very popular right now. It's a superhero movie coming out every month, almost. You got Boku no Hero Academia, also an anime. This is not uncommon ground as well, because there was a series that a lot of people either forgot about or haven't seen. If you haven't seen it, I suggest you watch it, called Tiger and Bunny, that was about superheroes and their lives and what they do outside their lives. With the wave of popularity that superheroes have, the genre itself has, having Stan Lee, the man who is responsible for so many iconic characters in the Marvel Universe. Studio Deen, not a bad studio, but at least they're respectable, coming together to bring us a series. The hype was almost out the charts from seeing this, even if the details on it was scarce, and the clips that we did see about it wasn't the best. Maybe, you know, the story would have went through or something. It would have been hyper than it was, and this series ended up being my biggest disappointment of the summer season. I'm just gonna tell it like it is. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, because as a reviewer, we're here to tell you what we think, and if we think it's worth it, and I can tell you guys right off the bat, this series is not worth it. Don't watch it. If you are gonna watch it, at the very least, wait until it's done and binge it. Don't waste your time week after week after week watching this series, because you're going to be severely disappointed, or at least I was. And, you know, out of respect for Stan Lee, I am going to give it a 3-episode test, because maybe it'll pick up better. I know with him behind it, unless they're just using his name, there's something there to find, and it does seem pretty intriguing that you could pull something from this series. But this first episode was bad, guys. It was really bad. There's no other way that I can put it, and it really did deflate my hype for the series, or even wanting to bother to watch it anymore. First and foremost, you know, the details about it has been very vague. I mean, we get the gist of it, which is something happened, like a atomic catastrophe happened. It killed a lot of people 3 years ago, and now after this incident that happened called The Reflection, it has a dark cloud over the entire planet. People are beginning to get powers, so you have good guys and you have bad guys, because of course, when you have people with powers, it's always people who's going to use it for their own gain and be villains, and that's kind of where you come from. But it seems like the people who are villainous seem to have villainous traits, like they become monsters or they just look hideous. So that's what we're dealing with The Reflection. And the first thing that you notice when this episode starts is the animation, and this shit is bad. I'm telling you, this shit is piss poor. To add to the mediocrity that this series already has, the animation is fucking horrible. I just gotta call it like it is. Now, I don't know if it's the intention, because if you look at it with like more of an optimistic eye, maybe they were trying to capture the comic book type of feel that it has, or maybe they just didn't want to break the bank and this animation is bad. I mean, like, anime shorts and like the Chinese, you know, the manhwa adaptations we have better animation than this. It was horrible. It looks like a bad 70s cartoon. Like, if you ever went back and watched like the old Captain America, Spider-Man cartoons, back when they were pretty much comic book panels that they pulled out and made an episode, that's how The Reflection looks. I mean, the animation, it was times where studios usually do this to save budget, you know, like with people in the background, you know, they don't give them much detail, but it was straight up times where the focal character, the person that was talking on the screen, didn't have facial expressions. It was just a blank face, like the question in DC, it was just straight up blank. I mean, that was horrible. Also adds to the fact that it was times where people would just be still, like, no, literally, that's how it is. It's like you would just get times where it's just still and awkward silence. And I thought it was something wrong with my audio, or I thought, you know, Crunchyroll was maybe like lagging or something. But I would look and the counter was still going, but you get like 2-3 seconds of just someone just staring at the screen, just looking like. So, which leads me to the music. I mean, the music is what you would expect from a superhero series. When it did have music, if it didn't have music, it was just straight silence. It was nothing in the back as far as a melody or everything to keep it going or to try to keep your interest. But when it was an action scene, you know, you did get the pulse pounding, heroic horn type of music that you get from a superhero series. And I thought you like, okay, maybe this is just the animation for now. Maybe it'll pick up when a fight scene happened. Nope, the fight scene looked just as bad. It's like it was this dude and he was flying I believe his name is I Guy. He was flying through the air, and he is basically Iron Man to shoot the thrill mode. It's like wherever he goes, he has music and videos with them playing the entire time. And we got this song that was in English. It's supposed to be an 80s song while he was fighting some monster, and the animation was just so bad, I barely got through the episode. It's like I wanted to turn it off halfway through. That's how bad it was. The animation just didn't get better. It was really choppy. It was really bad. It looked like a straight up amateur did it. And if I knew this was like an amateur company doing it, or maybe it was like a Kickstarter or a startup project, I would have more sympathy for what this series done. But come on, this is Studio Deen. They did Fate Stay Night. At the very least, you know, they didn't do Unlimited Blade Works or anything, but they did the original series, and they've done other things. So at the very least, you know that they brought in animation, but it just looked like somebody gave their kid like the rights to make a series, and they went ahead and did it. The animation, this shit was just bad. It was fucking horrible. Okay, so at least let's just get down to what this is about, as much as they gave us at least. Again, 3 years ago, something happened, gave everybody a whole bunch of powers. It seems like the focal character of this series is going to be a girl whose name we didn't find out in this episode, even though she is supposed to be important. It's a red-haired girl who seems to be a photographer, but she seems to have the ability to teleport. There's another character, I believe his name was Exxon, who looks just like Cyclops. He looks like the current version of Cyclops, or the one that was alive in Marvel Comics. He is a mimic. He can mimic the abilities of anybody. It seems like he has a bunch of powers in his state. He was fighting a villain that had like some tentacles or something. And this girl is going around, she's taking pictures. I'm assuming she's trying to get research or gather something, or maybe she's trying to find out what happened to the incident. Again, it's the first episode, so I didn't expect them to give us all the answers, but we still left kind of vague, because even when we get to the end of the episode where she's confronted by this Exxon character about following him, I guess we're just gonna have to stay tuned next week to see what happens there. But overall, I mean, this was a 25-minute long episode, and I felt like I saw absolutely nothing but fucking bad animation and music, and the ending theme was good, but it was pretty much a commercial for some K-pop dude, or maybe C-pop, I don't know. To be honest, it was like a commercial for a pop band who I don't know who they are, but at least it was a nice song. This was just a catastrophe, and I'm so disappointed that Stan Lee was involved in this, because I was looking up the cast list, and it looks like he at the very least is going to have a character in it. He's going to be doing more than just adding his voice to the narration. There's also going to be an English dub of it as well, so maybe his presence will be more felt there. It's just one of these things, like, this is a passion project that somebody phoned in and Stan Lee decided to give them the money for it, or did they really decide to take this seriously and give us something this bad? Either way, I did not enjoy this series. I didn't enjoy it at all. Again, I'm only giving it a 3-episode test because Stan Lee is involved in it, and I have some type of belief in Studio Deen, but judging by this first episode, I don't even think I want to bother right now, and I don't suggest you guys do as well. If you're looking for this to be something on par with everything that we have in the summer season, as good as it's been, then look elsewhere, because this isn't gonna find it. Maybe you will like it. Let me know what you guys thought of it in the comments below. I absolutely hate it. I don't even want to watch the other 2 episodes, but again, for the respect of Stan Lee and knowing what he's capable of, maybe the story will shine through. You know, I still have that little bit of optimism of saying that maybe it was just a bad episode. So guys, let me know what you thought of the reflection. This was my first impression, and I think I talked about it a little bit too long, to be honest, because this was probably the worst thing I've seen this year. So with that being said, if you liked the video, go ahead and drop a like, and if you want to hear more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. There's just not a shortage of content for you guys to indulge on this channel. As I always say, you guys can be anywhere on YouTube right now, but you chose to listen to me, and I really appreciate that, so thanks for stopping by. On that note, it's your boy Scott signing out. See you soon.